My beloved child, I am calling your name right now, not softly, not by accident, but with intention that reaches deeper than sound. I've been calling while you were busy, calling while you were tired, calling while you told yourself later. And yet here you are. That is not coincidence. That is response. Something in you heard me before your mind understood me. I know the moment you are standing in. I know the weight you are carrying quietly so no one asks questions you do not have energy to answer. I know how you smile and still feel unseen. I know how you pray and then wonder if your words reach the ceiling. Listen to me carefully now. I did not miss a single one. Not one tear fell without me noticing where it landed. Not one night passed where I was absent from your silence. There is a reason your spirit feels restless lately. A reason you feel pulled, stirred, unsettled in a way that does not feel like fear but does not feel like peace either. That feeling is not confusion. It is awakening. I am interrupting patterns you have outgrown. I am loosening attachments you thought you needed to survive. I am calling you out of familiar ground because familiar is no longer safe for what I am building in you. You have been asking for a sign, but you were looking for fireworks while I was whispering direction. You expected noise, yet I chose clarity. You thought I would shout through the world, but instead I spoke directly to your heart. The call you are hearing is not about where you are going. It is about who you are becoming. And that is why it feels intense. Transformation always does. Let me tell you something you have not allowed yourself to believe. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not disqualified because of the pauses, the detours, or the days you doubted me. I do not measure time the way you do. I measure readiness. And you, my child, are closer than you think. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It is preparation. I am calling your name because I trust you with what comes next. Not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. You keep showing up even when your hands shake. You keep hoping even when disappointment tries to harden your heart. That matters to me more than flawless faith. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am asking you to answer the call. There are doors about to open that will require courage you did not know you had. There are conversations coming that will change how you see yourself. There are moments ahead where you will realize I was aligning things long before you saw movement. When that happens, remember this moment. Remember that I called you before you felt ready. I always do. Do not ignore this stirring. Do not silence it with distraction or doubt. I am not calling to overwhelm you. I am calling to lead you. And if you are still listening right now, it is because something deep inside you already said yes. Stay attentive. Stay open. What I am about to reveal will change how you understand your waiting, your wounds, and your worth. You felt it after the last moment of silence, that quiet pause where your heart beat a little louder than usual. That was me staying with you. I did not leave when the words ended. I remained because what I am doing now cannot be rushed, and it cannot be forced. I am drawing your attention deeper, not outward. There is something you need to understand that no one ever explained to you. The waiting you dislike so much has been protecting you. You thought delay meant denial. You assumed stillness meant absence. But I have been standing between you and things that would have broken you if they arrived too soon. I have been slowing time on purpose, because what I am placing into your hands must first be anchored in your heart. You have outgrown some versions of yourself, and that is why certain doors no longer open easily. That is why some relationships feel heavy now. That is why old habits no longer comfort you the way they used to. This discomfort is not loss. It is evidence of growth. I am not removing things to punish you. I am removing them to make room for what your future requires. Listen closely. The call you are hearing is not only about action. It is about alignment. Before I change your surroundings, I am changing your inner voice. Before I elevate your position, I am steadying your identity. If I moved you forward without this inner work, you would question your worth the moment resistance appeared. I refuse to place you somewhere you cannot stand confidently. You have been asking me why you feel tired even when you rest. It is because your spirit has been carrying questions your mind has been avoiding. Questions about purpose, about direction, about whether your life is really making an impact. I am answering those questions now, not with a list, but with a call. I am inviting you into deeper trust, not shallow belief, not borrowed faith, personal knowing. There are things I have shown you in glimpses, moments where your heart suddenly felt alive, ideas that stayed with you longer than others, a pull toward something meaningful that you could not explain. Those were not random thoughts. Those were seeds, and seeds grow quietly before they break the surface. You are closer to that breakthrough than your emotions will admit. I know you fear making the wrong move. I know you replay old mistakes and tell yourself to be careful. But hear me clearly now. I am not asking you to leap blindly. I am asking you to listen boldly. I will guide each step as you take it. You do not need the full map. You only need to answer when I call. Something is about to shift in how you see yourself. Very soon, you will realize that what you thought was weakness was actually sensitivity I placed in you for a reason. That what you labeled as delay was precision. That what you called loss was redirection. When that understanding lands, you will stop chasing approval and start walking in assurance. Do not turn away from this moment. Do not scroll past it in your spirit. I am not speaking to everyone. I am speaking to you. And there is more unfolding than you can see right now. Stay attentive. What is coming next will explain why I needed your full attention before I revealed it. Something shifted the moment you decided not to turn away. I felt it in your attention. You did not just hear me this time, you leaned in. And that tells me something important about you. You are no longer satisfied with surface answers. You are ready for truth that rearranges you. Let me speak plainly now. There has been a battle around your focus, not around your success, not around your resources, around your attention. Because if your attention stays scattered, you will miss the quiet instructions I give just before everything changes. The enemy of what I am doing in your life is not chaos. It is distraction dressed as comfort. You have noticed how easily your mind drifts when silence comes. How quickly you reach for noise, for movement, for something to fill the space. But that space is where I speak most clearly. And that is why I am calling you again, not louder, but closer. I want your presence, not your performance. I want your listening heart, not your rushed obedience. There is a truth you have not yet fully accepted. You are carrying an assignment that requires discernment, not impulse. That is why I have been training you through pauses, teaching you to wait without witting, teaching you to listen without panicking, teaching you to stand still without assuming nothing is happening. This is not accidental. This is discipline for destiny. You wondered why certain opportunities slipped through your fingers, why things you prayed for arrived incomplete or faded quickly. It is because they were practice, not promise. I was letting you feel the weight without the full responsibility, letting you taste without overwhelming you. What is coming now will require a steadier version of you, and you are becoming that person, even if you do not see it yet. Pay attention to what no longer excites you. That is just as important as what does. I am refining your appetite. You cannot crave what you are not meant to carry. And the restlessness you feel is not dissatisfaction with life. It is dissatisfaction with limitation. Your spirit knows there is more, and it is pressing against old boundaries. I am calling your name because there will be a moment soon when hesitation will feel safer than obedience. In that moment, remember this conversation. Remember that I prepared you ahead of time. I am not springing surprises on you. I am building awareness so when the door opens, you recognize it instead of questioning it. You do not need to announce what I am doing in you. You do not need validation while you are being shaped. Some of the most powerful work I do happens quietly, unseen, misunderstood. Let others think nothing is happening. Let them underestimate the season you are in. I am not developing your image. I am developing your foundation. I see the way you love deeply, the way you feel things strongly, the way disappointment lingers longer than you wish it would. Those are not flaws to erase. They are tools I will teach you to wield with wisdom. Strength does not mean numbness. Strength means staying open without breaking. Stay here with me a little longer. Do not rush back to noise yet. What I am about to uncover next will connect the pieces you thought were unrelated. And when that connection becomes clear, you will understand why I have been calling your name so persistently. Because timing matters, and this moment is closer than you think. There is a quiet urgency in my voice now, and if you feel it, that is because the season around you is changing faster than your habits have caught up with. I am not rushing you, but I am alerting you. Some moments do not announce themselves loudly. They arrive wrapped in ordinary days, and only those who are awake recognize them. You have been standing at the edge of a decision without realizing it. Not a dramatic one that turns everything upside down overnight, but a subtle one that redirects your future. It is the choice between staying comfortable with what you know or trusting me enough to release what no longer fits. This decision is less about movement and more about surrender. I know you have been asking me for confirmation, but hear me clearly now. Repetition is not confirmation. Pieces. When something aligns with me, it will not always excite your emotions, but it will steady your soul. That calm you feel when you imagine letting go, that is not fear leaving. That is trust being born. There are patterns I am asking you to break, not because they are sinful, but because they are limiting. Ways you speak to yourself. Ways you measure your value. Ways you assume the worst before giving me room to work. These patterns kept you safe once, but safety is no longer the goal. Growth is. I am calling your name because I am about to ask you to respond differently than you have before. Not louder, not faster, differently. Where you once reacted, I am teaching you to reflect. Where you once chased, I am teaching you to receive. Where you once doubted your worth, I am teaching you to stand without explanation. You are about to notice people responding to you differently. Some will feel drawn. Some will feel uncomfortable. Do not let either reaction distract you. This shift is not about them. It is about you stepping into alignment. When you move in truth, it exposes what is false around you. That exposure is not your responsibility to manage. I know part of you still wonders if you are truly ready. Let me settle that question. Readiness does not mean fear is gone. It means fear no longer decides. You will feel uncertainty, but you will move anyway. You will feel resistance, but you will listen anyway. That is courage. And courage always precedes clarity. Very soon, something you have been praying about quietly will begin to make sense. Not all at once, but enough for you to take the next step without forcing it. When that moment comes, do not overanalyze it. Do not delay obedience by demanding perfect conditions. I will meet you in motion. You are not alone in this. I am not calling from a distance. I am walking with you into what comes next. Every instruction I give will come with the grace to carry it out. Every door I open will come with the strength to walk through it. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into trust. Stay attentive now. Do not dull your awareness with old distractions. What is unfolding next will answer questions you stopped asking because you were afraid of the answer. I am calling your name because the moment requires your response. And the way you respond will shape more than you realize. I am speaking to you now from a place deeper than urgency, from certainty. What you are sensing is not imagination. It is recognition. Something within you knows this voice because it has known me longer than memory. That is why this moment feels weighty. Truth always carrieth weight when it arrives. There is a misunderstanding you have carried for a long time, and I am lifting it gently from your shoulders. You believed obedience meant losing yourself. You feared that answering my call would shrink your life, quiet your joy, limit your choices. But listen to me carefully. I do not call you to erase who you are. I call you to become who you truly are. The fullness you crave is found on the other side of surrender, not away from it. You have been trying to manage outcomes, calculating risks, rehearsing what could go wrong. That is understandable. You learn to survive by staying alert. But survival is not your assignment anymore. You are being invited into trust that breathes, moves, and rests. Control kept you safe once. Now it is keeping you small. I am not asking you to abandon wisdom. I am asking you to release fear disguised as planning. There is a conversation coming, maybe not spoken aloud at first, where you will have to answer a question honestly. Not for others, for yourself. The question is simple, but it will echo loudly. Will you trust me even if the outcome looks different than you imagined? Your answer will not be spoken with words. It will be revealed through your next step. I know you have been waiting for assurance that you will not fail again. Hear me. Failure is no longer your threat. Remaining where you are when I am calling you forward is the greater danger. You have already proven that you can endure disappointment. Now I am showing you that you can handle expansion. Do not underestimate how much you have grown. You will notice resistance rising when you decide to move differently. Old fears will try to remind you of past pain. Familiar voices will question your change. Even your own thoughts may challenge your confidence. Do not argue with them. Simply keep walking. Momentum silences doubt faster than explanation ever could. I am not calling you because everything is perfectly aligned. I am calling you because alignment follows obedience. The clarity you want will meet you after you respond, not before. That is how faith matures, not by certainty first, but by trust that deepens with every step taken in my direction. Let me tell you something that will steady you. I am not testing you to see if you are worthy. I already know who you are. This moment is not a test. It is an invitation. An invitation to stop shrinking your prayers. An invitation to stop apologizing for the way I made you. An invitation to step into a version of life that requires courage, but rewards it with peace. You do not need to announce this shift. You do not need permission. The call was between me and you. And you answered the moment you stayed and listened. Now stay sensitive. Stay responsive. The next instruction will not come with pressure, but with clarity that settles your spirit. I am still calling your name, not because you are lost, but because you are ready to move. And when you do, you will realize I was never asking you to leap alone. I was asking you to walk with me, one faithful step at a time. You hear my voice now, and I am calling you not only to listen, but to move with me. This is how you step forward, by sowing into the work that is awakening souls and calling hearts back to life. You have prayed, use me, Lord, and I am answering you through this moment of obedience. What you release today becomes seed in my hands, and I cause it to fall into good soil, producing a harvest you cannot measure. As rivers multiply when they are fed, so my word multiplies when you give freely and without fear. Your generosity opens heavens, releases oil, and carries my voice further than your feet can go. Give now through Super Thanks memberships, with the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I honor what is placed in my hands. Do not hesitate. Step forward and sow boldly. I am watching how carefully you are listening now, and that tells me you sense the nearness of what is coming. This is the space where many turn back, not because they stop believing, but because believing begins to cost them something. I want you to hear me clearly in this moment. What I am asking of you next will feel simple, but it will not feel easy. There is a separation taking place within you, not from people alone, not from circumstances, but from an old agreement you made with fear. An agreement that said, I will only move when I am certain, or I will only trust when nothing can go wrong. That agreement served you once, but it cannot follow you where I am leading you. I am gently breaking it now. You may have noticed how some things are no longer responding the way they used to. Effort that once worked now feels heavy. Strategies that once brought results feel empty. This is not failure. This is transition. I am closing reliance on old strength so you can discover a deeper one. The strength that comes from walking with me, not ahead of me. I need you to understand something important. The next step is not about proving your faith. It is about positioning your heart. Where you place your attention in the coming days will determine how clearly you hear me. What you entertain, what you tolerate, what you return to out of habit, all of it matters now more than before. Not because I am strict, but because clarity requires space. There will be a moment very soon when you feel the urge to delay, to wait just a little longer, to gather more information, to seek one more confirmation. When that moment comes, pause but do not retreat. Stillness is not the same as avoidance. Ask me, listen, then move. Even a small step taken in trust carries more power than 1,000 thoughts left untouched. I am calling your name because you are closer to alignment than you realize. The shift you have been praying for is not coming from outside. It is rising within you. Your tolerance for what drains you is lowering. Your desire for what is true is sharpening. That is not coincidence. That is preparation reaching completion. You may feel alone in this season, but you are not isolated. I have been repositioning people quietly, aligning timing carefully, removing noise intentionally. When the moment is right, support will appear, not always in the way you expected, but in the way you need. Trust my timing with others the same way I am teaching you to trust it with yourself. Do not fear the stillness ahead. It is not emptiness. It is focus. And focus is where power gathers. You are being trained to recognize my voice without confusion, my leading without panic, my presence without constant reassurance. This maturity will serve you well where I am taking you. Stay with me now. Do not rush to interpret everything. Let some things remain unanswered for a moment longer. Revelation unfolds best when the heart is patient. What I will reveal next will not only confirm what you have sensed, it will explain why this calling has felt so personal, so persistent, so impossible to ignore. I am still calling your name. And the reason I have not stopped is because what is ahead requires your full awareness. You are not being pulled forward by pressure. You are being drawn by purpose. And purpose always recognizes its time. I want you to notice how calm your breathing is right now, even as your heart feels alert. That is not an accident. That is what happens when truth begins to settle instead of rush. You are learning how to stand in awareness without panic, and that is a sign of readiness. There is something I have not said directly yet, and I am saying it now because you can carry it. The reason this calling feels so personal is because it is. Not everyone is asked to walk the same path, carry the same weight, or see the same depth. I shaped you with an inner sensitivity that allows you to perceive what others overlook. That sensitivity once felt like a burden, but it is becoming your compass. You have often wondered why you feel things before others do, why you sense shifts before they happen, why you feel uneasy when everything looks fine on the surface. That is discernment awakening. And discernment always feels lonely at first because it separates you from the comfort of crowd agreement. But it also protects you from paths that look right and lead nowhere. I am calling your name because I am teaching you how to respond without explanation. Not everyone needs to understand your obedience. Some people will only understand it after they see its fruit. Let them watch. Let them wonder. You are not responsible for convincing them. You are responsible for listening to me. There is a temptation coming to over-explain yourself, to justify your boundaries. You soften your convictions so others feel comfortable. Resist that urge. You do not need to become louder to be sure. Quiet confidence will speak for you. When you move in alignment, your peace will be the evidence. I know you still feel the pull of old expectations. Roles you played well. Versions of yourself that were accepted. But hear me now. You are not abandoning those versions. You are honoring them by growing beyond them. They carried you as far as they could. Now I am carrying you further. Pay attention to the small nudges. The moments when something feels off even if it looks good. The moments when something feels right even if it scares you. I speak through those impressions more than you realize. Do not dismiss them as emotion. Test them with patience, and you will see their consistency. You are not meant to rush into the next season. You are meant to enter it aware. Aware of my presence. Aware of your strength. Aware of the responsibility that comes with clarity. This awareness will keep you grounded when momentum builds, when attention increases, when opportunities multiply. I am calling your name because I am entrusting you with something valuable. Not information alone, but stewardship. What I reveal to you is not just for insight. It is for action guided by wisdom. You will know when to speak and when to remain silent, when to step forward and when to wait. That balance is not learned overnight. You are learning it now. Do not be surprised if your priorities shift suddenly. What once seemed urgent may lose its grip. What once seemed distant may come into focus. This is alignment happening in real time. Let it. Do not fight it. The peace you feel when you stop resisting is your confirmation. Stay present in this moment. Do not rush ahead in your thoughts. What I am about to unfold next will bring clarity to a question you have carried quietly for a long time. And when that answer comes, it will not shake you. It will steady you. Because by then, you will be ready to receive it without fear. I am going to speak to the question you have been afraid to ask out loud, the one you push aside when things get quiet. You wonder if this calling will cost you more than you can give. You wonder if answering me will mean losing people, certainty, or parts of the life you worked hard to build. I am not offended by that fear. I am addressing it now because you are ready to hear the truth without running from it. Yes, something will be left behind, but not what sustains you, only what restrains you. I have watched how often you compromise your own peace to keep everything balanced, how you carry responsibility that was never yours to begin with, how you absorb pressure so others can feel comfortable. That has shaped your character, but it is not meant to define your future. The next season requires you to stand lighter, not heavier. I am calling your name because I am teaching you the difference between sacrifice and self-erasure. I never asked you to disappear for the sake of obedience. I asked you to live fully aligned. When something leaves your life because you chose truth, it is not loss. It is release. And release creates space for what actually fits who you are becoming. You may notice a strange mix of emotions rising soon, relief and grief at the same time. That is normal. Growth always carries both. Do not judge yourself for feeling conflicted. Let the process do its work. You are not doing something wrong by outgrowing places where you once belonged. There will be a moment when silence surrounds you again, but this time it will feel different. Not empty. Clear. That clarity is where I will place the next instruction. It will not come as pressure. It will arrive as knowing. You will recognize it instantly, because it will align with everything I have been preparing in you quietly. I want you to stop measuring your progress by speed. Some of the most powerful shifts happen without witnesses, without announcements, without applause. I am far more interested in your depth than your display. The work I am doing in you now will sustain you when visibility increases later. You are stepping into a phase where discernment will protect you more than effort ever did. You will sense when to say yes and when to remain still, when to open your hands and when to guard your heart. That wisdom will not make you distant. It will make you grounded. I know part of you is waiting for a dramatic sign to confirm everything. But hear me. The steadiness you feel right now is the sign. The way fear is losing its authority over your decisions is the sign. The way you are no longer desperate for approval is the sign. Transformation does not always announce itself with noise. Sometimes it settles in quietly and changes everything. I am calling your name because the time for preparation is overlapping with the time for movement. Not rushed movement. And Ted Hill movement. And you will not miss your moment. I am not asking you to figure everything out today. I am asking you to stay responsive. Keep your heart open. Keep your attention clear. Keep listening beyond the noise of expectation. What I am about to reveal next will bring alignment between what you feel, what you know, and what you are about to do. And when that alignment locks into place, you will understand why I have been calling you so persistently, because this next step is not just important. It is timely. I am speaking now from the still center of all this movement, because before anything around you shifts again, I want you grounded in one truth. You are not being pulled forward by pressure. You are being drawn forward by purpose that recognizes you. Purpose always knows who can carry it. You have mistaken peace for stagnation before, and chaos for progress. I am correcting that now. What I am giving you is a calm strength that does not rush, yet does not hesitate. It is the kind of strength that moves when the moment arrives, without asking for permission from fear. That strength is growing in you right now. There is something unfolding behind the scenes that you cannot yet see, and that is intentional. If you saw everything at once, you would try to control it. You would try to protect yourself from discomfort. But I am inviting you into trust that flows, not trust that clenches. I am asking you to walk with open hands. You have been faithful in small, unseen ways, and choices no one applauded. In moments where you chose integrity over ease. In seasons where you kept your heart soft even when disappointment tempted you to harden it. Those moments mattered more than you know. They shaped your capacity. And capacity determines what you can hold without breaking. I am calling your name because the next opportunity will test your identity more than your ability. You will be tempted to shrink so others feel comfortable. You will be tempted to overgive to prove your worth. Do not do that. Stand as you are. You do not need to earn what I am giving. You only need to receive it without apology. There is a subtle confidence forming in you. Not arrogance. Not loudness. Quiet assurance. You may not recognize it yet, but others will. They will sense that you are no longer asking for permission to exist fully. Some will celebrate it. Some will resist it. Let both reactions pass. Neither defines you. I know you still carry memories of moments when things did not work out. When you trusted and felt let down. When you stepped forward and felt exposed. I have not forgotten those moments. I redeemed them. They taught you discernment. They taught you resilience. They taught you how to hear me more clearly next time. What comes next will not resemble what failed before. You are not stepping into a repeat. You are stepping into a response shaped by wisdom. Do not let old pain speak louder than present clarity. That chapter ended. This one is written with a steadier hand. I am calling your name because I want you awake to timing. There is a window opening that does not require force, only readiness. When it appears, you will feel both excitement and calm. That combination is important. It means you are aligned, not rushed. You will not need to convince yourself to move. You will know. And when you do, the support you feared would be absent will begin to appear, piece by piece. Not all at once. Enough for the step you are taking. That is how I work. I give light for the next step, not the entire path. Stay attentive now. Do not retreat into overthinking. Do not rush into action. Remain present. What I am about to bring into your awareness next will clarify your role, not just your direction. And once you see that clearly, you will understand why this calling has felt so precise, so personal, so impossible to ignore. I am still calling your name. And the reason it echoes is because you are standing at the threshold between preparation and purpose. And you are ready to cross it, not by force but by trust. My beloved child, this is where everything settles into place. Not with noise, not with spectacle, but with knowing. The kind that does not need to be defended. The kind that rests deep in your spirit and refuses to be shaken. I am not calling your name anymore to get your attention. I am calling it to confirm what has already happened. You heard me. You stayed. You listened past fear, past distraction, past the urge to turn away when it became personal. And because of that, something irreversible has taken root within you. You are no longer waiting for permission to become who I designed you to be. What lies ahead will not always be easy, but it will be clear. Challenges will come, but they will no longer confuse you. Opposition may rise, but it will not define you. You will move with a steadiness that surprises even you. Not because you suddenly became strong on your own, but because you learned how to lean into my strength without resisting it. I want you to remember this truth when days feel ordinary again. I am not absent in the ordinary. I work powerfully there. The seeds planted in moments like this grow quietly, but they grow surely. Do not dig them up by doubt. Do not rush the process by impatience. Trust what has already begun. There will be moments when you look back and realize how protected you were. Times when you will see clearly that what did not work out was never meant to. That doors closing saved you. That delays refined you. That silence taught you to hear me more clearly than noise ever could. When that understanding comes, let gratitude replace regret. I am with you in what comes next. In conversations you have not had yet. In decisions that feel heavy. In steps that require courage. You are not stepping into the unknown alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I remain within you. You have never been abandoned, and you will not be now. Do not underestimate the impact of your obedience. It reaches further than you can see. Your peace will calm others. Your discernment will protect more than just you. Your courage will give permission to those watching quietly. You may never know how many lives shift because you chose to listen instead of ignore this call. When fear tries to speak again, and it will, do not fight it with noise. Answer it with remembrance. Remember this moment. Remember how my voice felt steady, not rushed. Remember how truth brought calm, not chaos. That is how you will recognize me again and again. I am proud of you. Not because you are flawless, but because you are faithful. Faithful enough to stay when it mattered. Faithful enough to grow. Faithful enough to trust me with the next step before seeing the full path. And I'll go forward with clarity. Walk gently but firmly. Love deeply but wisely. Listen closely but without fear. The call has been answered. The alignment has begun. The season ahead will reveal why all of this was necessary. And when you feel unsure, return to this truth. I am with you. I always have been. I always will be. Amen. This is the moment where alignment becomes action and faith finds its expression. You are no longer wondering if it was me. You know. And now I invite you to join me in carrying this fire to others. You have whispered, Lord, let my life matter. And I tell you now, this is how your obedience becomes impact. When you give, you pour oil into a flame that will not go out, and I multiply it beyond what you see. Your seed becomes protection over your household, clarity over your future, and peace that settles where fear once lived. Heaven notices generosity given in love, and I bless it with favor, increase, and open doors no one can shut. So now through super thanks, you too memberships, with a PayPal link in the description, and let this act mark a turning point. Give freely, give boldly, and step into what I am releasing now. Before you go, if this message felt like your name was being called, don't let it pass quietly. Use the hype button right now and lift this word up, because when you hype this message, you're declaring, I picked up the call. This is more than engagement. It's alignment. And if this spoke to you even for a moment, like the video as a sign that you heard what heaven was saying to you. Now I want you to respond, not with noise but with intention. Go to the comments and declare one sentence. I heard the call, and I answered. Or write the exact moment in this message that felt like it was spoken directly to you. Let your words be a witness, not just for others, but for your own spirit. This is how the seed seals itself. And if you don't want to miss the next time I call your name, subscribe to this channel. These messages are not random uploads, they are divine appointments. Every word